it's almost like Michael has kind of brought in this grassroots movement, and I feel like I'm a part of this catalyst almost, that the profession is going to be more diverse, more versatile. I'm at that point in my life where I need to kind of find my own, path, and attending conferences like this has just kind of given me this hopeful perspective.
Why are you doing this? What is your why? It's important in those times where you feel like you're in the trench, that you need to remember why this licensure is important. So at the end of the day, for you, it may be having extra letters after your name, it may be increased knowledge, it may be just the honor of calling yourself an architect. Whatever your why is, that's the thing that's motivating you through this process, and you need to see it and recognize it and reflect on it continuously. Because when it gets tough, and trust me, it will get tough, you need to write it out. And so for those of you who are going through this process right now, I want you to write this down in your notebook, on your computer right now. Say, I want this because, and finish the sentence. It's that physical act of writing that is so empowering. And so for those of you who are open to sharing, please put it in the chat. What is your why? Share this so we can feel inspired by each other here.
It's so amazing how everybody has the same goals and how everybody wants to help each other. So that's what I'll say about the community. That's what I'm going to tell everybody about this. And this generation, we're going to make architecture better. That's all I know.
You can be a community of supporting and giving opportunities to each other and just being open to possibilities, which is not something I have seen in the profession up until this point, to be 100% honest. I've never met a group of people who are so willing to help each other out and just talk to each other and connect without it being like, oh, what's in it for me?
During school, how many hours, I'm talking about hours here, were spent teaching you the tools on how to prepare for an interview or stand out in a competitive marketplace? I want to see the hours. If you're anything like my husband and I, 50, negative 1,000, maybe 15, 0.25. Oh my gosh, the chat is going crazy. Negative. This is hilarious. The reason why I bring this up is because a lot of clients come to me with a lot of shame. They feel embarrassed and they feel like just crappy about themselves for needing the support and reaching out to someone like me. But the truth is you just validated it. No one's really taught us this stuff before. Between my husband and I, we have about 2 decades of beyond college experience. So, medical school, pharmacy school, we both have master's degree, residencies, fellowships, training, certifications, conferences, you name it, we've done all of the things. And I think I got about 30 minutes of a resume conference, how to do a resume or a CV, literally maybe like 10, 15 years ago now. And by this point, it's all outdated. So I want you to promise me that moving forward, you reaching out to someone for support, like career advice or how to build a personal brand or how to stand out, please have no shame in doing something like this. Shame will hold you back, not elevate you forward. So if you agree with this, type yes in the chat.
My favorite part of everything is that the speakers, outside of some of his coaches, are us in the community doing what we're saying we're going to do and sharing that experience with everyone else in the community, which is awesome. I mean, I hope one day I can be the one presenting to everyone.
We're all in this together and we're helping each other, and we're celebrating not just our successes, but our failures as well, because in the end, we're going to succeed and we're going to get there and reach our goal. And that's kind of what I've been feeling.
How do you overcome burnout? You accept that it's real. It's a real thing. It affects everybody at some point in their life. You have to identify the type of burnout that is affecting you, because your approach to that burnout might be different depending on which one that is. Set parameters to protect you from burnout. and create harmony in your life through goal setting and self-care, and just enjoy the journey. Can't stress this enough, because if you start hating the process, you're going to start hating the habits you're making, and it might just start to collapse a little bit. And it's okay, because it could happen, but just keep in mind that you're doing something positive for yourself. You're doing something that is going to change the way that you're living, that change the way you're living for the better. You're going to die. Do something about it. It's real. I know this is probably really abrupt as a way to end this, but this is really how you got to think about it. So now, my final question is, how would you define burnout now? And it's probably not the same way that you would have described it before, but I'm just curious for yourself, how would you define it now? And that's me, guys.
I think what the next generation is doing is relying on each other. What we're lacking is the people in front of us that are in our profession that we actually work with. They're so busy doing their own thing. This mentorship's not a thing. So people are just gravitating to being mentored by their peers. And I think when there's so many of us in a community like the Young Architect community, it just makes it really easy to get that in your life. I know it's a factor of kind of who we are and what our generation's about.
If you are building a portfolio, then you necessarily are looking for someone's acceptance, right? You're looking for a job, you're looking to get into that graduate school, what have you. And there's 3 things you have to nail to do a successful portfolio. And, again, something that's successful means it gets what you're looking for. You have to know your target audience. You have to know who's going to be looking at your portfolio. You have to curate the projects, not only the projects, but also the individual images for each project, how you describe each one appropriately. And you have to have a good structure, right? It means it has to be clarity in the design layout, the page layout of the portfolio itself, because that portfolio itself has to be designed well enough that other people understand it and that it looks appealing.
I feel like these are my people, that I could just say what I want, express myself. With the presenters, I find myself saying, "Oh my God, same. I feel the same." And I get chills listening to these talks because these people know me without us ever having met.
Everyone can have the mic and participate. It's not for star architects only. It's really for everyone, by everyone, and for everyone.
It took me about 5 years to finally get eligible to take my exam. So 2015 came and I was eligible. So I started that right away. I met with one of my friends who took the exam. Of course, she was that genius that took it in 6 months and she was done and it was all great. It seemed so easy. So I was like, you know what, this is gonna be a breeze. So I started and I took CDS and I bombed that exam. And I was so frustrated because I was the type of person that I got straight A's all my life and I was so, into school. And so then I finally took CDS and PPP when it was the 4.0 version and passed those. And then I got to SPD, took it twice and I failed it. And I realized, okay, something's actually not right. Why am I failing all these exams? And of course, that's when I started looking out, to resources. And so then I found Michael Rosica, I found the ARE bootcamp. I remember when the same day that I failed PA the second time, I called him right away and I was like, hey, do you still have room in your bootcamp? Because I really need you right now.
I've been part of other communities where some people are just there to have a label and just be part of that organization, but they don't necessarily care about anyone else and they're just there for their benefit and to have something to put on their resume or something like that. And not that it's like that with everyone, but I felt that everyone that I've met through the Young Architect community has been really passionate and eager to help. I'm really grateful for that.
My whole life, I've lived with something that I call the possibility mindset. The possibility mindset responds to fear, to challenge, to uncertainty, and it asks the question, what else is possible? And I've applied the possibility mindset to so many things in my life, and it has allowed me to accomplish and experience some really cool things. From soccer kicks to magic tricks. And as I'll tell you about later on, even performing on the world's biggest stage, America's Got Talent. And this concept applies to the seemingly impossible things that you want to achieve, like passing the AREs or being unstoppable in your career. So tonight, I am going to help you discover greater possibilities in a couple of ways. First, through the art of magic and mentalism, because they defy the impossible. And second, by telling you how I've used the possibility mindset to master hard things and experience new levels of greatness.